This is Little Weasel,
Tenpenny set me up!
a member of the Kilo trade Ballas, and he is a part of some hidden lore within the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas story. He appears as a minor character, but his role within the game is far greater than you could ever imagine, with him making a brief appearance in the mission Doberman, where he was killed by Carl Johnson, on the orders of his older brother, Sweet Johnson. But what if I told you that the mission Doberman was originally supposed to feature a man named Poncho? However, Rockstar replaced him with this ashy lit Ballas.
Should've stayed out of our town, bitch.
This probably was made to give the story more depth and to tie up any loose ends on their part. But the original story of Poncho went something like this. Poncho was scheduled to be an ally to Frank Tenpenny, who was in trouble with the LSPD officer, Carver. Tenpenny sent Carl Johnson to collect his drugs and to kill Poncho, collecting 6 pounds of weed and to make sure that he doesn't go into custody. Because if he did, Tenpenny was scared that he would snitch and blow his whole operation out of the water, putting Tenpenny and Pulaski behind bars. Here's one of the OG cutscenes from the mission Doberman.
Carl! CJ! Get over here! Now you listen to me, you sanctimonious piece of shit. Poncho is my man and DEA don't touch my asset. That's just the fucking law. Oh, I don't give a holy fuck about some targets. Go frame some other rock slinger. Crack my ass, you lying piece of shit. Listen to me. You leave him on the streets. Got me? Carver, you piece of rat shit.
Damn.
Bitch.
Having a bad day, Officer Tenpenny?
Hey, don't even think that approaches Human Johnson. And Hernandez, don't ever laugh at me again. Get over there and get my fucking phone. Move it!
Carver pulls in Poncho and he's gonna fold.
Well, it's a good thing we got our Doberman here to deal with it. You listening, Carl?
Nah, I didn't hear nothing.
Hey, don't yank my dick, Carl. You get over there and freeze that bust in East Los Santos. And Poncho doesn't make it into custody. You get me?
Yeah, whatever, man.
Get your ass out of here.
There should be some weed being bagged as evidence. Think of it as a little opportunity we threw your way.
The mission's name actually comes from a police dog, which is trained to assist, but in this case is being used more as an insult. And Poncho's voice lines were used for the character Little Weasel during the final version of the Doberman mission. This gave him some uniqueness when compared to the other Ballas with the same model, because most of them sounded like this.
Oh, not this shit again!
Tenpenny set me up!
This may be the first time some of y'all saw Little Weasel. However, if you look in the game's introduction, he can be spotted in the green Sabre on the passenger side, shooting up the Grove Street hood and the Johnson house. We know this is Little Weasel due to the Tech 9 located in his hand in both cutscenes. And now I'm about to hit you with something you really didn't know. This Tech 9 came from Seville Boulevard's gun dealer, Emmett. And we know this because the game's introduction once again, which tells you the whole damn story. But this really ain't a surprise when you hear the story of Little Weasel. Once cracks started flowing in the streets of Los Santos, many members of the GSF fell apart. Some became drug addicts, while others abandoned the gang completely, clicking up with the rival gang known as the Ballas. Most members of the Grove Street families went on to join the Kilo trade Ballas, which is odd due to the KTB being one of their main baller rivals.
Hey, don't we got beef around here? We've been getting into it with these fools.
But the Kilo trade Ballas have two cliques, one being in Glen Park and two being in Willowfield, sharing the neighborhood not only with the Rolling Heights Ballas, but the Seville Boulevard families as well. And I think it's important to mention, Emmett will also be a member of the Willowfield clique of the Seville Boulevard families. But Little Weasel was once a member of the GSF, living in the heart of the Grove, and though it's unsaid which house was his, it can be assumed that he held a close relationship with the leader of the GSF. And I only believe this due to Sweet Johnson ordering the hit on Little Weasel for being unloyal to the gang, which, to remind you, he didn't do this for anyone else. Little Weasel had to be one of the best selections for Frank Tenpenny's plan to take over Los Santos with the drug trade, and I say this because he knew Grove Street inside and out. often hanging out at Sweet's house, which at the time would be the Johnson house. However, during the fall of the GSF, I believe that Sweet Johnson would move, which would confuse Little Weasel not knowing where his target would be, which he would end up hitting Beverly Johnson and she would be killed in cold blood, sparking the return of Carl Johnson, and the downfall of the Ballas would start to begin. It's crazy how one little mistake has such a huge impact on the entire Los Santos, the criminal underworld of San Fierro, and the uprise of the San Fierro triads. Now I do believe that Little Weasel was the one who got the gun from Emmett's, because Emmett was an original member of the GSF before they separated, forming the Seville Boulevard identity. And before you say these sets were always a thing, they definitely were not. In fact, they didn't exist in 1987, so that means within a 5-year span, when CJ would leave for Los Santos, the Seville Boulevard and Temple Drive families would form, breaking away from the once large Grove Street families. And this is supported by multiple missions and dialogue throughout the whole game.
I don't like this, man. Look at all them other family hoods. They used to be Grove Streets.
Emmett felt bad for the entire situation that went down, but decided to do nothing, keeping his mouth shut. Little Weasel, on the other hand, had to relocate, moving into a house in Glen Park, stationed beside B-Dubs, in which the two would run crack inside and out of the Glen Park home. This would give them a lavish lifestyle, racking in thousands of dollars. But they didn't do this alone. They were under orders of Big Smoke, who was referred to as the boss, in the mission Beat Up on B-Dub.
Say something!
Hey, nah, I ain't had no choice, I was threatened. Shit came from the boss, homie.
What?
Pop this motherfucker, man. I'm tired of hearing this bullshit.
Nah, man, I'm sorry, dog.
Huh?
Smoke's fucking crazy.
While B-Dub feared Big Smoke, Little Weasel looked at him as an ally of the Kilo trade, which I'm basing off of the two members' personality. B-Dub is aggressive, but only to those who he thinks is weaker than him.
Hey, you still from the hood, homie, or
Nah,
what?
the only thing Bear give a fuck about is smoking and keeping my house clean. Ain't that right, Big Bear?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, what?
Hell yeah, sir.
Now go make that motherfucking toilet spark.
No, man.
While Little Weasel doesn't give a fuck, he's ready to face off with whoever, whatever, whenever. I mean literally anything that comes his way, which is why he's respected by the GSF, Seville Boulevard, and Front Yard Ballas. Which brings me to how he met the leader of the Front Yard Ballas, known as Kane. Big Smoke would move during the fall of the GSF, relocated in Idlewood, claiming that his aunt left him in her will, which is a lie. We can easily debunk this over his family connections. Big Smoke has claimed in the past that he has cousins coming in from Mexico, which turned out just being some essays.
Comprende?
Hey, fuck you, cabron.
And don't get me started about the nonsense he just rambles on to steer CJ and anyone else off the subject. But while in Idlewood, Big Smoke would make connections with the Ballas, Dope, Bogman, and Kane. Through this relationship is how Little Weasel would be connected to Kane and would lead to the two becoming very good friends, which is why he attended the funeral of Little Weasel. But his friendship is also what would lead him to his downfall. In this mission right here, which translates to the graves, because I can't speak Spanish, Sweet would plan to ambush the Ballas at once.
At a funeral?
Yeah, we just catch all those ball sack ass niggas at one time.
The Grove Street families will pull up to the back of the cemetery before loading up to assassinate Kane. This mission was to benefit the GSF and weaken the Front Yard and Kilo Trade Ballas. But while Kane and Little Weasel couldn't escape the wrath of Carl Johnson, the three Ballas managed to escape death, despite running into the OG multiple times.
You don't want me to come with a gun in your face? I spit it hotter than anybody in the world could do.
That
It's
shit
like I...
sucks. Damn.
Hey, Jizzy, I need to holler at you.
Well, talk then, friend. I mean, that's all we ever do. Kind word here, wise saying there. Shit, I'm a walking book of proverbs.
No, you fucked up.
Come on, man. Hey, y'all what about this blender? It's really good. It's sort of works.
Man, what the fuck? That's Miles' blender.
I got some, a little something, just what you
And I don't
need.
want none of that shit.
No,
I'll split your wig right
Hey,
now.
no, you tripping, man. Come on, put the gun down. He a face head, man.
Shit, he wearing family colors. That's supposed to make him somebody.
Kinda wish Rockstar would've kept Poncho, but I can understand why they scrapped the idea. But let me know if you would've kept Poncho, at least as a drug dealer within the game. But there you go, the full story of Little Weasel, the KTB gangsta. Comment below what video I should cover next. This is your boy, LS Central. Check in, out.
Get homie a drink. You want a drink, homie? Who you represent? I'm from Grove Street. You know what this is. This a baller's car, man. What you gonna do about it, huh? Effers eat my lead, motherfuckers. Oh, no. Another wasted fool.